It is okay to want more. One day I just woke up and was like, no, if you're not happy, leave. What is up, you guys, and welcome back to my channel. Hi, if you don't know me, my name is Heaven. I went on my Instagram stories and asked what you guys wanted to see next. Surprise, surprise, it was the 5 things I learned after being in a long-term relationship. I was in a almost 5-year relationship, I believe 2 years ago. I've just gotten so many questions about that whole situation, whether it's like moving on, what do I do, those kinds of things. So I decided to just make a video on it, and that seemed like what you guys wanted me to make a video on. So here it is. I even had Kay, my current boyfriend, set up his little mic and everything for me so the audio is a little bit better. We did move into a house, so if it sounds super echoey, I'm so sorry. And if you hear anything, it is the boys upstairs. They are awake. So without further ado, let's just get right onto the video. Number 1, it's never too late. I get a lot of questions of like, oh, but we've been together for 2 years, 3 years, we lived together, just kind of all of these excuses. It's just an excuse. I was thinking the same thing. You know, I was like, but we've been together for so long. I feel like we're at a point where we were comfortable. It was just kind of that comfortability that basically kept us going. But at the same time, it's never too late to make a decision, and it's always when it's supposed to happen. Trust yourself. This goes with the whole like it's never too late to start a brand new relationship or to end an old one. Biggest question I guess I get is, how did you know when it was time to like leave or, you know, move on? I hate that this is my answer, but realistically, I just knew. One day I just woke up and was like, no, this is not what I want. I'm not happy. I want more for myself and my future. This is not what's fulfilling me anymore. Like I never know what to say when people ask me this question, but you just know. And I've had so many experiences with this, with myself and with my girlfriends, where they're in like toxic relationships, and I can give them advice for months and months and months, even years if I wanted to, but really it's up to that one person to make that decision. I was also very scared to make this decision because I knew that it would change everything. I knew that it would be a drastic change in my life and my future. Really just trust yourself. It is okay to want more. It is okay to want less. It is okay to want things. I feel like there's a big misunderstanding of what I just said, but if you and your partner have been together for a long time and you're still unhappy, unfulfilled, and you feel like you have already communicated this and it's something that your partner cannot give you or has tried and you're still not happy with it, it is okay. And I'm not going to say that there is going to be someone out there who's going to give it to you, blah, 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 but there could be. I remember being in my previous relationship thinking like, but he does this though, and like this and that and blah, blah, blah. Like at a point I was like, no, like I want more than this. And I was thinking like, oh, but I'm so selfish. I just felt like I was being ungrateful. I don't think it was necessarily being ungrateful. I just knew in the pit of my stomach, in my gut, the universe, whatever, was just like, no, like you deserve more. This is not the end for you. There's obviously so many different circumstances, especially if we're talking about relationships here, but that is something that should be discussed before any irrational decisions are made. You are a product of your own happiness, and this is the one thing that my current boyfriend actually has drilled into my head in the past year. Being someone who's very aware, but still emotional overthinker, I already knew this, but hearing it from him made a difference. You are a product of your own happiness. If you are not happy, do something about it. Seriously. Every decision you make is your choice. Whether it feels like you had to make that decision or it was something out of free will. You decide how your life goes. If you are not happy in a relationship and you feel any sort of less than 100%, you should do something about it. I mean, this goes for any decision you make, any relationship, whether it's platonic or not, your job, any decisions that you make. If it's not going to make you happy, don't do it. And if you're in a position where you are unhappy, do something about it. It will make all the difference in your life. After my previous relationship, I was like, I'm going to do whatever I want. I'm going to do what makes me happy, because in that last relationship, I was doing everything. I got to the point where I was filling up someone else's cup and my cup was empty. But that was my fault. That was my decision. And that's why I started making decisions that made me happy. And after that, I realized that it's okay to be selfish sometimes. It is your life. You're the one living it. If you're not happy, leave. Basically, that's it. Make decisions that make you happy. Don't stress yourself out so much. I already do that myself. My biggest advice that I will stand on for the rest of my life, everything happens for a reason. Everything. I don't think anything is a coincidence. From what I've experienced in the past 3 years, I definitely stand on this. Everything happens for a reason. If I didn't leave my last relationship, I wouldn't be super happy in my current one. I never thought I would be with someone who aligns with what I want so perfectly. Trust that everything will always work out, whether you know at that moment or not. Had moments where something has happened and I'm like, oh, I understand why this is happening. This is because this is probably going to happen next. I've kind of trusted this saying so much that I just don't even stress about it. Like, I'll stress about it for a little bit and then eventually I'll be like, all right, whatever. There's a reason. There was one time where I was on the freeway and I was rushing somewhere. 2-3 cars ahead of me. An accident happened and I was thinking, holy. I was running about 2 minutes late. If I didn't run 2 minutes late, I could have been in that accident. So now sometimes when I'm in traffic, I'm like, okay, thank you universe, thank you God, whoever, holding me behind into something that I shouldn't be in. And that's kind of how I think of things now. If your gut is telling you to do something, do it. If your gut is telling you not to do it, don't do it. Just trust that everything is going to work out. Because at this point, everything always has. If you really think about it, look back in your life and think about the decisions, like big decisions that you've made and how it affected you today. That was the 5 things that I learned after being in a long-term relationship. I wanted this advice to be a little bit more broad and a little vague because these are things that you can incorporate into anything in your life, not just relationships. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I will see you guys in the next one.